again from the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show. I'm Skip.
I'm Sha'ron, the princess of chocolate and sparkles.
And we're coming to you live over the Psychic
Oh.
Spectrum Radio Network and other affiliates.
With the picture I hate. I don't like that picture.
Oh, I love it.
I don't.
So we are here today to answer some of your questions, take your calls, not your calls, your comments, questions. You can type them in. However, we do want to say it's really nice outside.
Oh, it is.
And I know a lot of people are out there and they are enjoying the weather.
They're out there pulling weeds.
Yeah.
Landscaping the yard, mowing the lawn.
Some of them are working.
Yeah,
at their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's nice for the landscapers.
Yeah.
You know, I always feel sorry for them in the winter. They have to do all that stuff in the wind and the rain and all that. But anyway, this is the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show, and we're here once again on a Tuesday, Skip's bowling night. Yay. And we're in first place.
Yes.
Yes, you're in first place.
First place, going for more.
So we'll see what happens as the year goes on. It's almost over. I think April's your last month, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're almost done for the winter anyway.
Yep.
We always like to say hi to John in Tacoma. Hope he's doing well considering what he's going through right now. And we're thinking of you. And Johnny Dollar in New York, and Derek wherever he is. And Galen and Kai and Linda and I can't name them all. Cindy, I still have your fan. I'll give it back when I see you again.
Cindy, fan.
Cindy. Yeah, I'll explain later. And then Sharon and Mike and the 5 J's or 3 J's and all us good people out there.
All the J's that are around.
All the J's that are around, yeah. And also to the people that listen to us on the archives because they don't have time to stop at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or wherever they are to tune in live. So thank you for that. And I see Bobby and Allison are on.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Today, is a 3-day, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I do love 3s because that's my life path is a 3. And it's all about body, mind, spirit, balancing them out, all about communication, fun, creativity. It's just a fun thing to have. You know how they say 3s can come in and they can talk to anybody? Well, I can do that, It's fun. I love it. So all you 3s out there, have a great day. And the rest of you try to get through it.
Try to hang on with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a 2.
Yes, you are.
I'm better
should have done the numerology.
Less. I'm better than yours because it took less to make me.
Yeah. Okay.
It took 2 to make me and 3 to make you.
So you're 2-dimensional. I'm 3-dimensional.
Bobby says it's gorgeous there in Montana. She's inside doing paperwork.
Oh, that's not good.
Gorgeous, but inside. Figure that one out.
That sucks.
Allison,
well, it's nice outside, but she's got to be inside doing paperwork.
I know. Allison says hello.
Hello.
So
yeah. So, this is kind of, spring is cool. I love spring. It's like, everything starts to bloom and breed, not breed, but birth again, the leaves come out, the blooms of the flowers come out. My azaleas or whatever those things are called, amelias or whatever they are starting to grow again. And I don't know how that happened, but we'll take it.
Amaryllis.
There it is. Amaryllis, yeah. And Vicky says hello.
It says
aloha. And
aloha.
And gosh, I wish we were back in Hawaii.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it was nice over there. Anyway.
See, if you would have let me move there 10 years ago, you'd be there. When I had the chance.
This is true. But our children and our grandchildren are here.
I know.
So.
Well, they could have moved too.
No, they wouldn't have moved.
Could have got them a spot.
Anyway, so yeah, good memories. In fact, Vicky texted me today and said she'd had breakfast at the Sweet E today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That place was really good.
It was really good, yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, really good. But anyhow, so going on, is there anything you want to say to anybody before we go into the housekeeping, as I call it?
Nobody buy lotto tickets because I have them already.
Oh,
I've already won. So if you guys don't buy them, I could have a better chance of winning them.
Oh, well, that does make sense. That does make sense. Stone today?
Yeah.
Amber.
Amber.
And I happen to have a reconstituted amber ball right here.
Yes. That
And what
means explain
I was just
reconstituted.
going to do that.
Okay.
Reconstituted means, amber is a resin. It's not a crystal or a stone. I'll tell you that in a minute. But amber, this is a resin that's been melted down and molded into a ball shape, but it is amber.
Mhm.
And it's the most beautiful thing in the world. I
Mhm.
love it. It's good for it really does good for finances in a way, but
Check out the interior of that thing.
well, it's kind of hard on there.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. But it's the way that they describe amber.
Now, before you go on, hold that one up again. This is reconstituted amber. In other words, it's
melted down. The resin's melted down and put into a mold.
Right. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a picture of natural amber.
Oh, this is natural amber.
There you go. That's natural.
Yes.
As it comes, as they found it. It looks like a stone or a crystal, but it's not.
But it's not. No, it's a resin coming from a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's what they took a bunch of those and melted them down and made this.
Right.
That's what they did.
Right.
And there is fake amber out there. There's also natural amber. You'll know you've got the real thing when you see some kind of like insects in there, or things that would be in a tree. You know
I've
what I
never
mean?
looked for bugs in this.
Oh, I have.
You find any?
No.
Oh, well, it's pure.
Yes, because I really feel. Well, I never really totally looked. I mean, there might be something in there. I just kind of glazed at it.
It looks like the sun.
Well, there you go. Let me tell you why. They call amber concentrated sunshine.
Oh, I must be psychic.
No, you just got lucky. It purifies the aura. It lightens your mood and supports health and recovery. So if you've had some kind of surgeries or whatever going on in your life, it'd be good to have amber around you. I think we'll just make a bed of amber and lay in it when we get home.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But it does look like the picture that you see on TV.
Yeah, of the sun.
On the internet of the sun.
Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. I love it. It's technically, as I said before, not a crystal. It's a fossilized tree resin. So I always think of kind of like, the maple syrup comes from trees. That kind of resin's the same thing, but anyway, it's fossilized. It formed 40 to 60 million years ago.
Really?
That's a long time. And amber was used to make rosary beads. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
When? Way back?
Way back.
Huh.
Yeah, way back.
Leave it up to the Catholics.
Hey, they know a beautiful thing when they see it,
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and let's see. Focus on this. Oh, and then my affirmation for this is.
Okay.
Because I've let them go together, is focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase.
That's what I do.
And with amber, it'll lighten your mood. It'll make you think things in a different way, probably, because you'll have a lighter mood about things. And who knows? Who knows?
Debbie says no, she's the lotto winner. Yeah.
I hope somebody wins it. Somebody will, but I hope it's somebody I know.
Don't buy tickets, because I'm going to win it. I already got the tickets. Winning numbers. Crystal's on us. It's on with us.
I don't. I'll just say it looks
not on us.
Not on us.
I can't see it. How come we both chose black?
We did it again. Why do we do that?
Because they've been married 49 years. Allison says nice.
How does it help with finances? It's kind of like let me think of the word. Citrine. That's kind of a golden color, but amber is gold, and what's gold? Money. So it can help you lighten the way you think about money. It can help you maybe construct it in a way that's more beneficial for you. It can help you give you creative ideas because you're in a more happier space. You're taking all the negativity out of your aura, so you're seeing things that are more positive and feeling more positive. So that's why I'm saying it could help with your finances. It never hurts to see your finances from a more positive point of view than a negative one.
That's right.
Marcy's on. Hey, Marcy.
Oh, hi. All the way from New Hampshire versus
Allison
Old
says, so
Hampshire.
do I need to carry a piece of that around with me in my pocket all the time? It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
wouldn't
or
hurt.
get yourself a ring with amber in it, or a bracelet, or something that will touch your skin. I don't. Necklaces are cool. I love necklaces, but they don't generally touch the skin.
hmm
Where a bracelet and a ring would. So I even a lot of rings. You got to look at the rings, because when you get a crystal, I guess a crystal or a stone, either one, and you have it in a ring form, make sure that underneath that stone itself is touching the skin of your hand.
If you can.
If you can.
If you can't, then it's still okay.
It's still okay, because you still have the energy that stone creates, but it's just more, to me, more impactful. Is that a word? Impactful.
hmm
That will help you.
And Jane is on with us all the way from the UK.
Oh, she's
See up
on
there?
today. Yeah.
Well, hi, Jane. I thought about you last Saturday when we were on the show. I thought about you during the show, and I thought, I wonder what Jane's doing. And here you are all of a sudden. So that's cool. Thanks for saying, giving us a like.
Allison says it reminds me of my birthstone topaz. Yes, topaz. Yeah, it does look a lot like topaz.
It does?
Yeah, this does.
I thought topaz was blue.
They have different colored topaz.
Oh.
But they do have a topaz that looks a lot like that.
Oh, be darned.
Yeah.
Card of the day.
Well, you never stop learning,
Card of
the day. Okay, what is it that we did?
We picked. You picked.
What did we
Actually,
do?
I picked it. You held them this time, and I picked it.
Oh,
that
that's
is
right.
The card that represents home, heritage, mountains to climb, things to do. You have to get things done around your homes, whether it's the head home, the heart home, or the physical home. And this weekend, it was mountains to climb.
Myself.
It was mountains to climb for me, because I had to do. We did the weeding.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
And the yard work and everything else, and it was not fun.
I did the weeds.
Yeah, I did.
Give credit where it's due. Well, I mowed the lawn. I did the weeds.
Eventually,
I swept. I raked. I picked up. Eventually, but you did help. I'll give you that.
Anyhow, it was.
He helped by pushing the lawnmower and going, I can't do this.
Here.
I said, okay, I'll finish.
You do the cards. Fan them out. I'm going to pick again.
Oh, why are you changing it? You don't like what I picked?
Why not? Because I can.
True. They can see the pictures. You can't. There.
Oh.
What'd you get?
You get to be selfish, everyone.
Ooh.
So between now and Saturday, be selfish. Treat yourself. Do what you want. Do things the way you need them, and say what you need, and make sure you get what you want first.
You know, it's funny you'd pick that card, because today, I found out that pill that I use for my knee because it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
They told me I shouldn't take it every day because I guess it's not that good for the kidneys or something. She said, only use it when you really need to. Last night, I couldn't sleep. I got up this morning. I took that pill. I'm selfish. I went, kidneys, you better behave.
Huh.
Because it was hurting. Debbie, little side note there.
Debbie says, no kidding on the have to do things around home. Have to hurry up before Mercury retrograde.
Oh, is that not the truth? Yeah. Oh, and Elaine's on. Hi, Elaine. Missed you Wednesday.
And Jeannie says, hi, guys.
Oh, and Jeannie's on. Cool. And so's Crystal. Yeah. I like what Crystal says. Yay.
Yeah. Get to be selfish. That's right.
I'll tell you, that means I'm eating a chocolate bar tonight.
Well, it's bowling night. You always have one.
I always have a Snicker bar.
Do we have to stop?
JM's on?
Do we have to stop and buy any?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi, JM.
Oh, Jeannie goes, hi, Elaine. Elaine's taking a cooking class, I think.
Oh, is she?
I think. I heard something about that. I hope you're doing well. And, of course, she doesn't need any help in the cooking department. I mean,
she's cooking.
Yeah, she knows how to do all that stuff. No. No.
Springtime wedding.
Oh.
We should start a rumor. Elaine's getting married.
Marcy says, I was told amber is good for joint pain and such. It's good for the recovery of the body. Yes, it is. I can't say no to
there you
that. So
go.
I guess it's all in the way you look at it. Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
Maybe I could fit this in my back pocket while I bowl tonight so my back doesn't hurt.
Uh-huh.
Think so?
I dare you to try it.
You know, this isn't heavy, but it's not light.
It's not light.
But it feels like plastic.
I know. Amber does.
You would think it's plastic by the feel of
Well,
it.
it's a resin. It's not a crystal or a rock. It's
Yeah,
a
I know.
resin. A resin's soft. In fact, you can tell the difference between fake resin and real resin by taking a little bit. I wouldn't do it. I'd let somebody knows what they're doing. But take some acetone and put on there. And if it gets sticky and soft, that's real.
We don't want to mess that up.
That's why I haven't done it.
How long have you had that? Since like 1998?
Oh, no.
97?
Probably 2001 or 2. When we opened the store.
2001?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marcy says duct tape it to my knee. It's not the knee, it's the back that hurts. I could go like Quasimodo. Say,
Oh, Lord.
say sanctuary. Water.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if anybody's seen that movie, the
Oh,
old original.
Yeah, and who was the guy that played that?
Oh,
Oh,
I couldn't tell you.
oh, I know him.
Yeah, I
Charles something. Charles.
Jim
oh,
says this looks like a bowling ball.
it does.
It is those Canadian bowling balls. It does.
I used to have amber and citrine in my money box at the store.
Did you?
Mhm.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
So what
but jewelry in amber is really pretty.
What do you got for your other stuff?
That's all my stuff.
Oh, you're already done?
I'm quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Marcy says.
What do you say to that?
Marcy says Sha'ron's knee skips back.
Yeah. Boy, we'd be a couple, wouldn't we? You bent over.
Is Amber ball for sale?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I'll sell it.
No, you won't.
I'll let you have this. I'll let this one go for $32,000.
Hey, I wonder what it is worth.
I don't know.
I mean, what's Amber going for? You know?
Usually groceries and gas. When she's out
Quit
picking
playing
stuff
with that
up.
because you drop things.
Amber's going for another lawsuit against Johnny Depp, is what she's doing.
Is she?
That's what they say.
Oh my God.
Jeannie says second Wednesday of the month. I have my cookbook club. Ready for a good relationship.
Okay, so she is ready. So she's learning to cook a really good meal. No, I'm kidding. She has no problem in that department. She's a very good cook. Yeah, very good. But let's see. I was going to do something. What was I going to do?
All right, you're right. I was wrong.
Don't touch.
Jeannie will sell it to you for $31,000.
No,
just today only.
No, we won't.
Debbie says, Elaine, I'll ask Chuck if he has a buddy for you. I don't think she wants to move to Texas. Of course, I don't know. It looks pretty nice down there.
Well, I don't. Well,
depends on where you are.
I hope he's younger.
I wouldn't want to deal with the illegal alien situation.
What, you're dealing with it now?
Yeah, but
they're all over.
You're dealing with it more down there. I don't want to get even close to that. Stay away.
Well, give it time. It'll just manifest up here. You know that.
No, maybe.
It's coming. I mean, it is here, but the more they come across, they got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's all for that.
Oh,
I'll go to Texas.
I'll go
to Texas.
There you go. Okay.
Well, I suppose she could. She's footloose and fancy free now.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So Wednesday, our showcase.
Yeah.
I think I'm talking about how to contact your angels, I think. Or something to that effect.
Oh, that talk you.
I think. But bringing everybody up to par about our Saturday night dinner we had last Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
At Captain Crab.
All the people that
I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, but all the people that didn't go missed a good time.
Well, they did. It was a good time, and the food was good. It was just that I did not know that if you had over 4 or 5 people, they can't bring it on the robot. So they wheeled it out on a tray, which kind of ticked me off. I was expecting the robot to bring my dinner. But he did take us to our chairs.
It was only because we had so many people.
That's
the
what I
robot
said.
couldn't hold it all.
They could have had 2 robots.
That's true.
But anyway,
But it was good. But the
but other than
robots,
that, I mean, the food was good. The people that came were great, and always, as always, we have a good time.
yeah,
we
yeah,
really do.
we laughed. We
We don't know
talked
where-
afterwards for
and-
a long time.
And we don't know, there was a bad accident that
Yeah.
could have stopped a lot of people. So I'm not sure where you all were, but I hope you had fun wherever you were.
Mhm.
And Lynn's on. Hi, Lynn. And next month, the second Saturday of the month, I think
Chinese food.
we're going to Harvest
Harvest
Buffet.
in Tacoma on
Yeah.
38th Street. Been there before. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I got to say something.
One time we went there, and the Chinese guy came up to Skip and said, "You'll be here for an hour."
I have to say something. At the Captain Crab that we went to,
Uh-huh.
the robot said, "Follow me." And so we all followed the robot in.
Shows
the
how
whole
easily
group-
man can be led.
The whole group followed him down the aisles and things and over to our table.
Yeah, it was quite a
And
trek.
Then it was
It's time for me
Michelle's
to go now.
birthday,
Yes,
and the robot came with it had a ice cream thing, right?
a strawberry ice cream. on it.
Strawberry ice cream
And
for her.
it came through the aisles
It
singing.
came through the aisles, down the aisles, singing really loud, "Happy Birthday."
Mhm.
And all the way to the table and right to Michelle. She picked up the ice cream off of the robot and set it in front of her. And
No, I think the waitress did that.
No.
Well, we'll find out Wednesday.
And we all sang, the whole bunch of people sang "Happy Birthday" to her.
We didn't sing "Happy Birthday" to her.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
We did it along with the robot.
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, you're antisocial then.
Well, I guess so.
We did. We sang "Happy Birthday." We finished it up with her.
I was busy looking at her face while the robot was singing.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of cool though. The robot. What was his name? That was.
Is that Steve? Wally.
Wally.
It was Wally.
The different robots have names. There's Rosie. There's Steve. Wally.
I can't remember the other girl's name.
Oh.
I can't remember. Eva? I don't know. Anyway.
But the robots are 18.
Shaylee's on too.
Kaylee. Is it Kaylee or Shaylee? We did this before.
Yeah, I know.
And I was right.
I say Shaylee.
Okay. So you got to type it in and pronounce
Who's right, Skip or me?
Yeah. Is it Kaylee or Shaylee?
Oh, I know. I bet you do. We all miss you too. I haven't seen you for a long time. Well, and also that's a good talk about a segue. Wednesday nights, I'm actually changing the time back to the old time.
5:30.
So 5:30 is when the program starts, and 4:30 is when the door opens. I was right.
It's Shaylee.
That's
Okay.
right. Thank you, Shaylee. So anybody that's going to be coming, that always comes, make sure you wait a half an hour because we're going back to the old time frame.
5:30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 4:30 the doors open, but we'll be there before that. And 5:30 the showcase will start. So everybody voted on it last Wednesday, and we all decided because everybody doesn't get there till 5:30 anyway. We might as well keep it 5:30.
Yeah, and when there's an accident, it makes it even harder.
Yeah, it was
to get
terrible.
There, so.
Yeah, isn't that weird? There was an accident on Saturday, an accident on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that was, or as Doug Johnston, our astrologist, would probably say, well, Mercury retrograde in the shadow, because we're coming into Mercury retrograde
on the
1st of April through the 24th, 25th. I can't remember which. I think Doug told me the 25th.
Well, you and I are already having stuff happen around here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and when we came on today, we heard this kind of a loud knock or something. I don't know where it came from, but I thought, okay, somebody's here to be on the radio with us, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so Mercury retrograde, for you who do not know what that is, I'm assuming you probably do, but you tell the backwards part.
Okay. Those of you that don't know, this is the way it was explained to me. If you're standing on Earth, you look up in the sky at Mercury, it goes from left to right, supposedly say that every night, wherever you are. And then during Mercury retrograde, which happens 3, sometimes 4 times a year, it looks like it's moving from right to left. It's just an optical illusion. It's just that the planet the Earth's axis and rotation has changed, and it looks a little different for about 3 weeks.
It looks like it's going backwards.
That's what I said.
I
Looks like
know.
it goes from right to left.
Yeah, backwards.
Right.
I
From right to left.
I like visuals. Anyway, when that happens, mechanical things won't work. Your mouth doesn't work. You don't hear things the way people say them. Situations and people you thought you had dealt with and it was out of your life will come back in again. May not be the same ones, might be, but it could be something like the same ones. You know what I mean? So just be prepared. That's why they usually call Mercury retrograde a redo period.
Mhm.
It gives you a chance to redo situations and relationships that you thought you were done with, but you have maybe to do them again. And if you have a toaster or microwave or something that quits working, wait till the 25th, 26th and see if it starts again, because that has happened. We had a printer do that
Yeah.
once. So it's not a bad time. It's just a frustrating time. Some are worse than others. I've got a funny feeling this one we better buckle our seatbelts because I think we're in for a roller coaster ride.
I
So
kind of think so too.
yeah, so I'm just getting ready for 21 days of
Plus, April 8th, there's a
solar eclipse.
solar eclipse.
Yeah.
I saw Debbie posted that.
Yeah.
And there's a solar eclipse coming up during Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, which will just intensify things, you know.
I want
but
to show this on screen.
But wait a minute, I got to finish the thing.
Oh.
But if you look at your birth chart, an astrological birth chart, and see if Mercury, the planet Mercury, was retrograde when you were born, then you're going to experience nothing, probably. Seems like people that have Mercury retrograde when they're born get through this cycle pretty easy. Not always, but pretty easy. So it's the ones of us that didn't have Mercury going retrograde when we were born that's going to be in for a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to show this. Shaylee, look at, she gives us two green hearts and a red heart.
Oh, those are cute.
And then
thank you.
Marcy says it's fun if you haven't tried zooming in on the psychic spectrum.
Thank
she
you.
Means on Wednesday.
Yes, on Wednesday.
Because
yeah.
it's a Zoom broadcast.
Yeah. You pay $5 and you're in.
It's just like everybody at the door. It's $5.
Yeah, and you get a free psychometry reading of which I then send a picture and text it or email that to you, so you have that reading with you.
Mm-hmm.
And
the psychics that wrote it read it out loud.
Yes,
too.
Yes. So it's just kind of a fun night. So we have
Clearly.
Oh, that's cute.
Clearly.
From Minnesota. All right. Ooh, I wonder how the weather is there. They usually have a lot of snow till late, don't they? Or is it springtime now there?
I'm not sure which. Everything's starting to thaw if it hasn't thawed already. That's for sure. And then,
so yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Jeannie says she asked Jim, her husband that passed,
her ex-husband,
to move something to let me know he was happy. Later on, I looked in my curio cabinet and a glass cat was turned away from the front to the side.
There you go.
That's cool.
Oh, I got chills on that one. And that's cool.
And trust us, people, ask to do things like that. Ask them to give you signs because they will do that. Shaylee says the lunar eclipse and full moon is at 20 degrees of Libra on March 25th.
All right.
Oh, the lunar eclipse. Then we have a
solar
eclipse.
Yeah. Oh, and the solar eclipse is in Aries on April 8th. Ooh, Aries. Oh, I love all you Aries out there. It's just that sometimes I could slap you upside the head.
My dad was an Aries, wasn't he?
He was on the cusp. So he had some Taurus in him, but he also had Aries. I think he was more Aries than Taurus myself.
Yeah.
Because of he must have chose that side or something. I don't know. But April 20th is right on the, the cusp. But he did care about family and home.
Yeah.
But he also was more into doing it his way.
Now, Debbie's an astrologer. We've known her for 30 years. And I'm going to put this on the thing here. Okay. It says, can you imagine the transportation, communication, mechanical problems during Mercury retrograde for all the peeps traveling to be in the area of most totality? In other words, where the eclipse is seen the most. Mm-hmm. Could be fun and games. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know if
I'm not sure.
Doing that.
I don't think I want to.
Now, Jeannie says she has Mercury retrograde in her birth chart, and she is always more positive. Yeah. And I am always more positive now. Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. It's a good time to trade in the car.
For you. Anybody else should say, don't do it. Don't do it till we're out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly says, I kind of read it up here. Yeah, like no shows this year. I may or may not have had something to do with this. A lot of PK
The
and
quantum study work
I've been doing.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Minnesota usually has a lot of snow though, don't they?
Yeah.
I thought they did.
Yeah, they usually do.
Well,
But that's
so she's been messing with the weather.
I'm sure it's gone now.
Well,
Dorothy said it was
should
gone
be.
when she was
Did
on
she? Yeah, where is Dorothy?
in Minnesota.
I know that, but I mean,
Actually, they went to Grand Rapids,
oh, they're
Iowa,
out traveling again, huh?
to their daughter or son's
Oh,
house.
what fun. Okay. So, Claire, how do you tell me if Mercury is in retro when born? I believe it's the Mercury sign. The sign for Mercury has an X at the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. If you go on Google and
there's a little line there, and you got the X.
Do your natal chart? And
now, how does she not know that? She told me 20 degrees this and that. How does she not know what makes in retrograde?
But do a natal chart. Google it. I want my birth natal chart, and then you can type in there's all kinds of them. Then
RX, RX.
You can find it, and you look on there the sign for Mercury, and then you look for the little X.
Well, the little RX. Or RX. According to Debbie.
RX.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking X, but you're right. It is RX.
RX. So that means retrograde. And if it's retrograde, if it shows up with the RX, means it's retrograde. And if it's retrograde, or when it's retrograde, that's a better time for you. It doesn't affect you.
Oh, like that. Yeah, only if you're born during that time.
Right.
I mean, any planet can be retrograde.
Yeah.
So any planet, seeing what house it's in and what that house affects can tell you a lot about things too.
She says she has a chart, just looking for it.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, look for the sign of Mercury and then look and see it on, I think it's the lower right-hand side of that sign. It has RX, if I remember right. And that's not, maybe I don't know. Anyway, so we have that coming up.
Oh, yes.
And then we have your bowling night tonight.
Yes. And then I have my Learn to Read Cards class.
Yes, you do.
In April 20th and 21st.
Yeah, that's a weekend.
That's right. Saturday and Sunday, 2 full days, 2 8-hour days. And that's going to be in person here. But then is it September? I have the online one.
Yes.
Yeah, in September. And that's listed on our website.
Yeah, I think it's around the same time frame, actually, which I thought was kind of weird. But I guess that's how the calendar worked out.
Yeah.
But you can find out all that information on psychicspectrum.com. And oh, thanks, Marcy. Marcy took it. She said it's a great class.
She did. She took the online class.
And you know what else is kind of is exciting for me? This is March going into April.
March Madness.
Well, you got the March Madness, yeah. But April, and then May. May is when we can start doing UFO things.
Oh.
Although it's Memorial Day is when they open that place up, but we can go to another place before that.
When is Memorial Day?
The last weekend of May.
It is. Okay.
It's the 31st of May.
Keep talking. I'm going to check
29th
something.
of May, whatever they say. So we're going to start, being able to go do that kind of stuff again. And
when is May?
May is right after April.
when is the holiday?
29th, 30th, 31st, wherever that falls.
Okay, because I booked the first one for June.
June?
Right there, see? But we could go up there. June, July, August, September, October.
I think you booked it in June because they don't open up our spot we usually go to till the 31st of May.
Right.
So, but we could go to that other place.
If it's warm, we could throw one in there.
Well, I got hand warmers and coats and boots. I want to go see what's going on. I've been listening to Finding a Sasquatch all winter.
Oh,
I'm going to take
There's a TV show called Finding Sasquatch, and it's actually very good.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't ever find it, but they hear things.
Well, they have a lot of things that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I've got some ideas from them. Like I'm going to do the yells, and I'm going to do boards. I'm going to hit boards together and use your bat and hit a tree trunk. See if we get a knock.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to try some of that stuff.
I got it. Let me preface or let me say this.
We
have gone out for years with groups, and we're not in the woods, but we're right on the edge of the woods, right
Mhm.
next to the road,
Mhm.
in a parking lot is where we go. So we're really
Most of the
we're
time.
really in the woods. It's in the national forest.
Mhm.
However, it's safe because the cars can't get to you. We're well off the road.
Yeah, they aren't
But
going to hit it yet. No.
we have had all kinds of them knowing they're around. Number
Mhm.
one, we've heard the yells, the
Yes, we
screams,
have. We heard the knocks.
multiple times on 3 different occasions. We've heard the knock,
Mhm.
and then another one answering it down at
Mhm.
the other end of the valley. We heard, we've smelled the smell
Mhm.
that they were with us. The problem was it was so dark we couldn't see more than 2 to 3 feet in front of
Oh, it
us.
wasn't even that far, sweet pea.
And it otherwise we probably would have seen
Well,
them.
we might have. I don't know. It seemed awful close.
But
But
we've
I'm kind
also
of glad I didn't.
we've
actually.
also had them make noise around us.
They have
when we're there.
mimicked you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And well, I'm talking about the noise when they put their hand on my car.
Oh yeah.
And then another time they've actually mimicked my
Mhm.
calls to them, and I would change it up, and they did the same thing back to us.
Yeah, and it wasn't an
And-
echo.
No, it wasn't
Wasn't an
definitely
echo.
not an echo.
No. And we have heard young ones.
Young and old ones.
Yeah.
Adults.
Adults is yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's kind of spooky when it happens.
It
but
is.
But it's also
and
cool.
we actually one time we went with Samantha to her field of dreams, and we hadn't even
Oh, yeah.
really. I mean, we got up in there a little bit.
We probably took 30 feet into the.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah,
up the
maybe
trail.
that. And we heard this. Ugh,
We
you
heard
know?
we heard a.
Yeah.
And
we
even-
stopped.
And so did Samantha.
Yeah,
And
Samantha stopped. We wondered, what was that, a bear or what?
I said, what was that? Was that a bear?
Yeah.
She says, no. She says it could be, but it's pretty sure that they're here with us.
Yeah, they were letting us know that they know we were here.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, that
and
was cool.
they didn't bother us.
No.
They left you rune signs coming back.
A lot of them.
Yeah, but which was not there when we went up.
Mm-mm.
And we followed the same path, and we were the only ones there.
Yep.
So I really miss Samantha. I wish she was back. She passed on from COVID, and
I gotta write a reminder.
it's just terrible. I still miss her. Okay. But I mean, if you get a chance to even experience anything about that in a safe way, do it. I mean, if you ever get lucky enough to hear that scream and the knocks, the smell, that's not too good. But the knocks and the screams, they're worth it.
Yeah.
It's something like you've never heard before, and you'll never forget it. Because when we heard that first one, I said I was listening to it, and I said, "What is that?" And then it dawned on me because I'd heard it on the television. Somebody had played a soundtrack of a Sasquatch, and I went, "That's a Sasquatch."
Yeah.
And it was very interesting. I don't think I need to see who made it. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't know what I'd do if I saw one. I'd probably be running just as fast as he was in the other direction.
Who was? Oh, the
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't need to say, "Well, how's it going?" I don't need to do that. I just love to hear the sounds and the knocks. Those are fun.
Yeah. Samantha had a theory, and based on a couple 3 decades of exploration and of
maybe more
Sasquatch hunting, and she said that they are interdimensional. And they open and come through portals.
Yep, just like Shaylee says, and I totally agree with that. And then she actually has a picture in her book, or if you go to her website, which is still on, called planetsasquatch.com, she has a picture of an orange portal that she saw, and actually stayed, and she got a picture of it. And that color orange was the same thing that we actually saw when we were up there one time.
Right.
And it just
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It lit up the whole skyline. It was just orange.
But that's how they come. There's always associated with an orange light.
Apparently, but that right after that, or soon after that, is when we sensed it and smelled it. So I truly agree that, I mean, unless they can prove anything different to me, I think they come through portals. That's why you don't see them, you don't find them. They can disappear,
Hmm.
you know. I don't know, but I mean, it's an amazing creature. I cannot believe that they're not out there. I know it's I heard the other day Daniel Boone actually said he shot one.
Shot one. He
And
actually said
they
he
have
shot one.
one. That's what, I don't know why they named the forest the Boone Forest, Daniel Boone Forest. I don't know, but that's the first time that I had heard that. So it's too bad they didn't get a picture of it.
Hmm. Well,
And you
have
think
cameras.
something like that, you think that would have come through the folklore.
They didn't have cameras in Daniel Boone's day.
Good point.
Hmm.
But somebody could have drawn it, painted it.
Could have.
Could have.
V says hi. She checked in.
But you would have thought that would have come through the folklore. And why did I just for the first time hear that?
I don't know.
I mean, has anybody else heard that?
Well,
that Daniel Boone actually shot a Sasquatch.
You didn't hear it before because it's just like other things that they don't want us to know.
Yeah,
we don't get to hear about.
You got a point there. Yeah, it could
the
be.
churches have done that to us.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried
the churches?
Yeah, they've tried to dumb us down.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't. No, I would say the government before the churches.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I would say the government because they're still not coming full, what do you call it? Full, you know what I mean? Full awareness of
don't get me
UFOs
started on
and
churches.
No. You and I don't agree a lot sometimes.
Where did the Catholic Church come from?
The Catholics. I'm being funny.
Constantine III.
Yeah, okay.
Developed the Catholic Church, instituted the Catholic Church. He was also the Emperor of Rome.
Yeah.
Government, church.
Uh-huh.
Why do we have separation of church and state? Because they don't get along and they need to keep things separate.
Well, I understand that concept.
But the churches started controlling things first in society.
No,
oh my gosh.
I think the government started the controlling
49 years and you still don't understand that.
I understand it. I don't agree with you.
You think
I can't help it if you're wrong.
Churches started doing things to control the masses before government did.
Okay, I might agree with you on that one.
However, government and church did it first together because it was one.
Exactly.
I rest my case.
But still, well, no, I still say the government. If the government found out Daniel Boone had killed a Sasquatch, they were going to keep that quiet, just like they do the UFOs.
Listen,
because they know more, I think, than what they're telling us, and I think they know
the largest astrological library is in the Vatican.
Yes.
Why can't you go read these things? Why can't you read the books that were removed from the Bible?
You can.
In Nicaea, when they had their council. No, you can't read. You can't read.
I thought you can go to
you can read
Italy
some of these, some of the books, but you can't go in and just read the books.
Well, you can't touch them. No, somebody has to stand there with a white glove and turn the page.
They're not all available to the public.
Well, there again, that's a form.
They're not available to all of those that are members of the Catholic clergy.
True, probably not. But that's
the Lutheran church religion. The Lutheran church has the same thing. They have rewritten the Bible.
Yes, they have. Well, how many times has that been rewritten? How many books have been taken out that says, oh, they don't need to have that? And they throw it out and they burn them. We don't know what all was burned and got rid of.
It was either 2 or 3 years after the Catholic Church was formed by Constantine III. It was 2 or 3 years later that he had his people translate all of the older books that were written by all the different peoples in the villages and created the Bible. So the first translation of it. But 3 years after the Catholic Church was created, and they changed the names of the people. They didn't have John.
How do you know they didn't
James
have John?
In the Middle East?
No, they had all those big long names.
Yeah. And they were all changed.
Well, see, nobody could see those names.
Anglicized over time.
But that doesn't mean, the point and the knowledge that is in the Bible isn't there to be taken. I mean, it's a good moral reference.
It's a good moral base for people
it
to
is.
use.
It is.
However, it is not the word of God.
John, help me out.
You don't need any help. It's not the word of God. It is in.
It's been taken out of context, maybe, or turned around. I don't know.
In the context of what God would say and what they're trying to portray, yes, but it is not the word of God.
But you know, back in
it
the
can't be
back
with
in
all the
the
different
day,
languages that was translated.
No, but
through.
they even have Dead Sea Scrolls and all that stuff. There has to be some.
Absolutely,
There has
and
to
the
be
Bible
some
does not agree with Dead Sea
authenticity
Scrolls.
to it, huh?
The Bible does not agree with Dead Sea Scrolls on everything. That has
Well,
different.
nobody agrees. That's why there's so many sects of
It
churches.
has a different depiction. The Bible is a good book to learn the concepts or the precepts of what they're trying to teach us.
Exactly.
However, it's not the word of God.
But I think they had to, back in the day, I think they had to put some fear in there to get people to conform to being better people.
Control.
I know. It is control, but I'm not saying
they dumbed us down.
I'm not saying the government will talk to the religious people and go, well, now, shall we talk about this? I think the government can do their own bit of not saying nothing.
Sure they do. But I say that the Vatican should take those books, make them public, and translate them into modern day English for the English speaking people of the world.
But maybe there's a reason they're not.
Because it would conflict with everything they've said and that we've been taught.
Well, I can't argue that because I don't know what's in the books. Lynn, you always take his side, Lynn. I just think there's room for both.
I think the Bible is a very good book, and I think that each church that's out there has very good things about them that they do for people.
And that's what makes each church different, because they all interpret it a little different.
Right.
But the main basics of it is good for the people.
I agree. The only thing that I dislike about the whole process is what happened to us in where's the Rose Bowl played?
Pasadena.
In Pasadena, we went to a psychic expo down there.
Yeah.
When we were walking in to the building from the hotel.
Yes.
There was a guy out right in front of the front doors. He must have got there at 4 a.m. to park, but he was there with his pickup truck, and he had like a 10 or 12 foot cross that he was standing there in the back of his pickup holding up.
Yeah.
And telling us we're all going to go to hell.
Yeah.
So his church and his interpretation of what he's been taught tells him to judge us, which is the first thing it tells you not to do.
True.
To confront us, which is the first thing you're taught not to do. As judging, lest ye be judged, judge not. Mm-hmm. For you shall be judged by the same standard.
But he probably thought he was saving
sinners.
But
he can tell us that we're going to go to hell. And what we said was, well, you obviously know him, so when you get there, we'll do lunch. Okay. So.
Well, I don't think anybody should judge anybody, but that is a human flaw. It's a human flaw. There are very few people in the whole world, I think, will not judge. And I think even in that statement, there are some that do not judge, but they in their own way still judge. I really do.
Now, I will say this. We know people who are in the clergy of different religions. They will probably say that I'm close to
How did we get on this topic?
I'm close to being right.
I was talking Sasquatch.
I'm close to being right. But each will have their own interpretation of the things I've said.
Sure.
And the where I'm right and wrong at. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. I don't judge them for that.
No.
And
but you just did.
No, I'm not judging. I'm pointing out a fact.
Okay.
I'm not judging. I don't say that they're all going to go to hell. I don't say that they're wrong. My God's right, so I have the right to kill you because my God says you're wrong. Which there's been
many wars been fought over that. Yeah,
most of the wars
Mhm.
over they're religious or
Mhm.
political.
Mhm.
And so anyhow, so don't do it to me. Because I've been on both sides of the fence. And I'm on this side of the fence where I'm at now with the metaphysical and the paranormal, based on what I have learned in life, what I've seen, and what I discern. And life is all about discernment.
I
And
agree.
you'll change your mind 100 times between now and the time you check out,
Because you're supposed to be getting enlightened.
and you learn. Enlightening is learning.
Enlightenment is learning. Yes, it is.
Yes. So I'll drink to that. My cranberry juice.
So we still didn't. I mean, I'm confused. Are you saying that the religious people kept the Sasquatch under lock and key, or the government, or both?
I'm going to assume that it was there all the way back in biblical times, and probably before that. I don't know.
Well,
But-
yeah, because they actually where didn't I just show you in
But in modern day,
Crimea, they just found this whole thing
In
of
Crimea,
giant graves or something.
in fact,
I mean, they had giants that were, in graves. I just thought that was strange. I mean, it's, to me, Lou says, don't sit on the fence. Hi, Lou. I just think, I can't help but agree with Skip on some things, but I don't have the tunnel vision I think Skip has. I want the two of them to meld together.
well, I do too,
Because
but they're not going to. They
Never,
can't.
never say never.
They
Never
can't.
say never.
They can't. I got that picture here
Oh,
somewhere.
do you? No, you haven't got the one that I just found in Crimea, do you?
Yeah, I do. I sent it to me.
Oh, okay. But anyway,
Oh, I know what it is.
I just want to know if it is true, and who knows if Daniel Boone really shot a Sasquatch and they kept it under wraps, or, of course, I'll never find out. Daniel Boone's dead.
So many things are hidden from us.
Yes, that's my point.
And that's my point.
And I'm thinking maybe those books were taken out. I don't see it so much as you as being controlling, although I can see your aspect
Why
of
would
that.
they take them
I can
out
see
and
your
hide 'em?
aspect of that. But I'm saying, just like with the UFO thing, maybe if we knew, we as humans couldn't handle it, we would go bonkers. You got to think about that.
I don't think people would. I think they're
I know you don't.
underestimating the power of people to adapt.
I don't know. Lou, what do you think? Give me your wise wisdom. If Skip ever gets back where I can see the screen. I think you lost it. I
There.
really do. I think you've. Oh, there it is, right there. Mm-hmm.
Save image. I'll just put it on the desktop.
Okay.
There. Okay, now I can show everybody.
Okay.
Get back to there.
See, Shaylee says 80% of the population could not handle. That's what I'm saying.
Where'd she get those numbers from?
I don't know, but I agree with her. I think we're still too much of a society of the sky's falling. The sky's falling, and I think people would just go bananas. And if they didn't go bananas, why did they say we're crazy? Because they can't handle it. They don't want to think about it. Lou says, I think Daniel ate the Bigfoot, made great stew.
There you go.
But you can't tell me that the Native Americans, everybody, you name it, the Yeti, you name wherever those people are, all over the continents, we all have a form of the Sasquatch. So I say it's out there in some form. And I think people know about it. My head.
Shaylee says she gets those numbers from her head.
Yeah, I'm with her.
I actually think that that 80% of the people could handle it. It's the 20%
Mm,
that are the overzealous religious nuts that wouldn't be able to handle it because it goes against everything they've been taught.
I don't think it has anything to
80,
do with
80% of the
religion.
people
I
in
think
this
people are
country,
scared.
80% of the people in this country question religion. Actually, they question churches, not religion.
Yeah.
No. Jeannie says the church and government have kept us dumbed down. They don't need or don't want us to know the truth. That's how they control. Her opinion, yes.
Well, and
I agree,
I
Jeannie.
agree with that too, but no one knows why they're doing it. There might be a reason we're not aware of. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking outside the box. You don't know.
Spaceship lands in our cul-de-sac today.
Yeah.
We go out front after we're done with the show. What are you going to do?
No, you're going to go out there. I'm not.
What would you do?
I'd probably. Well, what would I do? Well, I'd be in shock in the beginning, and then I would wonder what's going to happen next, and then I would probably call the police. What good they could do, I don't know, but that's what I'd probably do.
Okay, what happened when you had your first experience with Sasquatch when they were mimicking me and answering back? When Sam, you, I, and Sha'ron were all there and they were answering me. What was your first belief? What was the first thing happened? Because that was proof that they were across the river doing that from us. What was your first reaction?
It wasn't really a reaction because I had already had my belief in that they do exist.
Oh,
so that
how
was
could
just
you believe
that was
that?
Confirmation for me.
How could you believe that, having grown up in a Christian family?
What's that got to do with Sasquatch?
It goes against their teachings.
What teachings are those?
The church's teachings. Bigfoot doesn't exist.
I never heard a church
Aliens
say
don't
that.
exist.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Back in the day, but not so much now.
None of the churches are admitting that it exists.
I thought I read what the Catholics had said they thought.
So what was aliens. What was your first thought when that actually happened?
Well, it just proved to me it's probably real.
But do you remember what you first did?
No.
I remember you stood there and everybody's going, listen to that. Listen to them. They're actually talking to us. They're making some sounds back to us.
Okay. I don't remember that.
You accepted it.
Sure, I did.
We're all afraid to come face to face with a Bigfoot. I am too.
I think it's like everything else. When you are confronted with that situation, that's when people start believing. Because until they see it or hear it or have acknowledge it or have some kind of viable way of saying, yeah, that's true, I think people will then accept it. But there's also will scare the heck out of them, because if a UFO landed in my cul-de-sac, I would be scared, not knowing if they're friendly or not, and who they are and what they look like and what they're going to do. I mean, I wouldn't go out there and say, hey, dudes, what's going on? I wouldn't do that.
Lisa's with us. She's checked in up there. Okay. Gave us a thumbs up.
Lou says it landed in my backyard. They serve great tacos, and yes, I believe they and aliens do exist. All kidding aside.
Shaylee says questioning religion normally means not believing in the supernatural. I think she means believing. Questioning religion to them means that you believe in the supernatural.
No, I would change that a little bit. I'd say questioning the religion would normally mean that they believe the supernatural is the devil's work.
But I got a surprise for him. Jesus was supernatural. Yeah. All right.
How did they make that cane turn into a snake?
That's right. And the rock. Water came forth.
And the burning bush.
Vicky says that her elementary school 4th grade teacher brought in a plaster pour of Bigfoot footprint and picture. And it was cool. See?
Wow. Well, it's been around forever. It's just been quieted.
Yeah.
Is that a word, quieted?
Yes.
But
Jeannie says you would come into your power and communicate with Sasquatch. Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
We have tried it, communicating. We go up there and we do the yells.
I know,
on TV, and we got yells back.
I understand that. That's communicating in a very simplistic way. I mean, if you could talk and actually even telepathically,
Hell yes, I would.
well, yeah, I would do that, but not if he was coming at me with these big fangs hanging out, and I'd be wanting to run. I mean, that's just the way it is. My mom didn't raise a dummy.
And Lou says, and yes, I believe they and aliens do exist, all kidding aside.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you read that.
Yeah.
Allison says, I follow the Dolores canon.
And I like what she says about aliens. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Allison says, I agree. Shaylee says, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that the supernatural is real. I am Lyran from Lyria.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Okay.
Lynn says, this episode is so funny because I have fallen down the alien theory rabbit holes lately. Hey, we're timely, if nothing else. Jeannie says that'd be
that's why they killed.
That'd be why they killed Jesus. Oh, that's why they killed Jesus. They couldn't control him. He arrived too early on the planet. And then Lynn says Indrid Cold and the Mothman.
On the Mothman. Yeah. Yes, the Mothman. I believe the Mothman's out there too.
Marcy says not moon pies. But I have
Hey, there are moon pies, by the way.
I have to say something.
They're very good.
People don't really realize this until you point it out. And I've done this a lot, and people get this weird look on their face like, what? Jesus didn't teach religion.
No.
He taught spirituality. He didn't have a church that was new. He had Judaism and their temples, and he was trying to reform Judaism, which is where he was all about, spirituality. And I'm not professing that I'm going to become Jewish religion, but I'm just saying that he didn't have any religious affiliate other than Judaism, and no church affiliates. So anyhow, that came like 300 years after.
He was a very spiritual person.
Yeah.
Trying to teach love, respect each other, don't harm each other. I mean, the 10 Commandments,
That's right. And he was trying to show the rabbis where they had gone wrong.
Yeah.
And wandered away from their beliefs, which is what. But I don't want to get into that. That's a whole nother subject.
It is. But I mean, when you think about it, I don't think he came at the wrong time. I think that was part of the plan. I really do.
What was part of the plan?
Him coming in when he did and being crucified and all that. I think it was part of the plan.
Yeah.
I mean,
God said, I'm giving you my son.
Didn't you tell me that you had read in different cultures the same kind of story? They all had a Mary. They all had Jesus. They all had.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
it wasn't the names.
No, not the names, but the circumstances.
There's cultures that go back 11, 13, 30,000 years. Yeah. They have where beliefs
the same kind of beliefs
that there was a savior born to a virgin as a virgin birth in a manger, blah blah blah. There's all those topics. There are points of that birth that this has been recorded in other cultures, and some of those cultures go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Now, see, this kind of conversation is what I thought we should do a podcast on. We could charge. I know. But I'm saying it could be I don't care if it's monthly or weekly. I don't care. For the time and everything, we'd have to charge for Zoom and all that because we got to pay for it. Mm-hmm. So I'd probably be putting a $20 fee on there. But you could come in. You could say your viewpoints. We could say ours. We could talk about different things. I think it would. Look at that. I mean, the whole hour's gone, and we just talked about one thing.
Yeah.
Well, two things.
Shaylee says yes.
But I think it would be a fun forum to be able to really get different, we could even have different people come in with different views if we wanted to. They could come on through Zoom or if they're close enough, they could come here and be with us. So I that's in my mind. I think I'm it's come around again. Mercury retrograde's coming around. I think I'm going to be doing something this time because I've said that before, and now it's a redo time. So.
Jeannie says, and it's all happening now, all at the same time, and in my dreams too. So real. Dreams too, so real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. there's a lot of stuff going on that a lot we can see, and a lot is under wraps. You don't see it.
Mhm.
And what's going on under wraps is going to affect us here, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
The only thing that
and you know what it comes down to? It comes down to you believing there is a heaven and believing in faith. You got to have faith that everything's going to be fine.
isn't there a song?
Huh?
Gotta have faith.
Got to have faith.
You know,
Hmm.
it
Moving on up.
the problem with something
Mm.
like that is
Well,
you-
you'd have to be respectful.
you-
There have to be some.
you have to be careful about who gets to talk, because you and I have been married for 49 years,
Almost
and
50.
we have a different take on what we look at, who's controlling what.
Sure.
Okay, I say churches and government. Church started it first, and you say that. I
say
mean, government started it and church took it over, and then you say the opposite.
Yeah,
but
no, just backwards. But that's okay.
we could have.
Well, we're not going to have fights.
I mean, people. No, I know we're not going to have fights, but
No.
people could go nuts with conspiracy theories.
Well, then okay, now think about what you just said. I agree with Shaylee. 80% of the people couldn't handle it. So what are they going to do? If we start talking about this stuff, people are going to go nuts. Conspiracy theories and everything. And believe me, I totally believe conspiracy theories are real to some extent. There is not a no conspiracy out there. I really think there is. I don't know if it's hurting us or harming us, but
I think that 80% of the people who would join in on the podcast would agree with us.
Well, we won't know till we do a podcast, will we?
Well, JM says that would be a fascinating podcast. We could all learn.
Yeah, I know. It's been very strongly in my mind lately, and I'm wondering why. So maybe this is my answer. Everybody seems to be involved, and they're all very happy about it. I don't know if you'd be willing to keep coming back, whether it be once a month or every week or whatever.
Jeannie says, yes, we see things different in a different light, the way it is right in our minds. I have faith 80% can handle the truth. I do too.
I'm not so sure.
It's the 20% that are so
uneducated. Let's go with that. 20% couldn't handle it. So those 20% freak out and do whatever they're gonna do. Kind of like when drink the stuff that
drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid. Okay. So how strong would that other 80% be when the 20% started talking conspiracy theories and other stuff and changed you, got you afraid, and you drank the Kool-Aid? I just don't. It would be bad either way.
You lost me. Say that again.
Whether 80% of the people couldn't handle it, and and in my theory, in your theory, 80% could handle it. What about the 20% that couldn't handle it? That would then say the sky's falling. Drink the Kool-Aid because of this. How many of those 80% are that strongly rooted in their beliefs that they wouldn't fall?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but that's what I'm saying. Who wants to go there? I don't.
You mean the 20% could go off the deep end?
20% probably will go off the deep end.
According to you. About it?
No, if it was brought out and we knew everything about Sasquatch, aliens, UFOs.
I got a hacker here.
No. Oh, so it is.
Dumbasses.
I see. Wait a minute. Let me see that.
Do not
Jesus.
Write her name down.
Sounds.
Do not answer her.
What is it? Roman.
MELIS. Reader.
Well, right there, it's showing she's not spiritual, because if she was spiritual, she wouldn't come on somebody else's show and try to rip people off. So that tells you about that person right there. Lou says, I think we can handle it. The 20% can visit the bridge.
I agree. I shouldn't say that, but I agree. Jeannie says, don't worry about them. You have faith.
Oh, no. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about how that 20% can, like one bad apple can wreck a barrel, right? A barrel of apples. Okay, so you take the 20%. What if those people get the 80% to question themselves and not be as strongly rooted in their beliefs as they think they are? That could cause all kinds of chaos, murder, suicides, who knows what,
Okay, and then I say this: what about those that are like that are so far to the far right of things
Mhm.
with their religious beliefs
Mhm.
that all of a sudden their light bulb comes on and they start to question and look at things in a spiritual manner?
Well, see, I'm not so sure that would happen. If they're that far rooted, they might just
Not
freak
all of
out.
them, not all of
They
them,
might freak out saying everything I thought was
but
not real.
but they might just say, you know what? There's more to learn
Oh,
here.
I'm sure there are the ones out there that would do that. I don't think it's not impossible.
Um,
So Josie says, "Hi, Josie."
JM, wait a minute.
Oh,
JM says that if labels and name callings began, quite a few would drop out or cave. Most people can't handle confrontation, but we don't have to do it in a confrontational manner, just in a
but see, that's what it would
point.
come down to because we're still basically human. There's very few of us that could handle things without getting emotions involved.
Yeah,
Very few.
that's where I mute them. I click the mute button. I am the
But that's
Zoom
controlling.
master. No, I'm just controlling what they're doing on my podcast. They can believe anything they want.
Okay. All right.
They can believe that the pink fairy brings chocolate donuts to you and farts glitter out of her butt.
You don't?
Not that I've seen. Josie says what?
It seems to me that there are so many more questioning religion and if there is an afterlife. Not my belief, but what I'm seeing is this crazy world we're now living in.
Do you know why
Because
people are questioning religion more and
because
more?
they're getting more enlightened.
Because religion is not keeping up with the knowledge of human beings. You look at this. Human beings have at their fingertips so much knowledge on their cell phone, let alone computers, everything else, that they're learning. They're adapting and learning. And we're all
They're being
getting
enlightened.
smarter and enlightened and more knowledgeable about the entire world. If you would have talked quantum physics to the church, you'd have been burned at the stake back in the old days.
Yeah.
And so the churches haven't adapted and kept up
Yes,
with the learnings,
but
the
they
teachings.
are beginning. They are beginning.
Okay, look at what we do. What you and I do. We do psychic readings and we talk to people who've passed on. Mm-hmm. Sorry, if that offends people, that's too bad. That's what we do. And mine, you were born with your gift. Mine came after a near-death experience. The church would tell us we're doing the devil's work. And they have. Mm-hmm. However, we have had Catholic nuns come into our store, Catholic priests come into our store in Federal Way and asked us if we operate from the white light. We said, yes, certainly. And they said, that's all we wanted to know.
No, they wanted to know if we were on the white side.
Oh, that's, yeah.
And they wanted to know if we believe Jesus is the Son of God.
Yeah.
That's the only two questions. And when we said yes to both, they went, okay, that's fine.
And they came back in street clothes.
Yep.
And joined in on our events.
Yeah.
So,
because we're not, see, that's the problem. There is a dark side.
Sure there is.
And a lot of people's way of thinking comes from what people have done that are on the dark side. Not so, maybe, I don't know about this particular
But that statement
century,
there is my point. The churches have not kept up with knowledge, okay?
But maybe the knowledge is there. They're just not telling you.
Let me finish. We've learned that there are these things in the metaphysical that are spiritual in nature. They haven't learned it that the Bible talks about doing readings, psychic ability, healings, things like that. Okay. And Jesus said, your sons and daughters will prophesy. Okay. And it's in the Bible. I can quote you the verse if you wanted to know it. But the whole point is that churches refuse to look at that because, oh no, we got to stick to dogma. That's the way it is. That's all it can be. So they refuse to look at that. They know they haven't kept up with knowledge.
I think the churches have kept up with knowledge. They have just refused to let the congregation keep up with knowledge.
Yeah,
But I can't agree totally with that.
we had a friend who was a Baptist bishop, not the bishop, Mormon bishop.
Yeah, Mormon bishop.
And he started getting interested in the metaphysical and the spiritual side of life. And he wrote a letter and asked to be relieved of his station, was his words. They said so he could pursue his spiritual studies, and they said, sure, go ahead. They released him. The man got into the metaphysical, the spiritual side of things, and the properties of crystals. He became a gemologist just to work with crystals and stones. And then we haven't seen him for a while, but we think he's passed away now.
I think he probably has, because he moved to Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading, whatever.
He was there in the past. It was Reading.
Okay.
Anyhow, Shaylee says that has already happened every day of my existence. JM says, Skip, you be the man behind the curtain. Ooh, yeah. Pushing the buttons. It's my podcast. Jeannie says, we are spiritual, having a human experience. We are made in the image and likeness of God.
And what is the image and likeness of God?
Here, right here.
Love.
Right here.
No, it's love, acceptance.
This mug right here.
No, believe me. No, I mean, that's what we're trying to get back to, is what we came in as. It's like when you came in at, we just forgot it.
Lou wants to know if the flaming pink fairy wears yellow boots with green polka dots on them. Big ones.
JM's right. Religion is not necessarily faith. You are so
right.
How many people hang up their faith with their Sunday clothes?
That's absolutely right.
A lot of people.
Jeannie says discernment we learn every Wednesday.
Aw.
That's right. Thank you.
Wait a minute. What does she mean by that?
We learn to discern. We learn to make up our own mind.
Yep.
Shaylee says, exactly, because the people in power do not want the human race to become educated about anything, because then they lose their power. Well,
it's all about power. It always has been.
Shaylee
every tribal community, every group of people, they all have to have a leader, and that leader has power. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Even in a commune, there's a head of the commune.
Mm-hmm.
Everything revolves around power.
Look at Shaylee. I'll put it up. Shaylee says, I was raised a Mormon and remember being 5 sitting in church looking at those people like, what are you talking about? You are wrong. And see, even back then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been going on for centuries.
And as a 5-year-old, knowing this just doesn't gel and doesn't sit right with her being.
Yeah.
And that's the way I always felt when I grew up in church. I grew up in the Catholic Church and in the Lutheran Church. And I was raised as a Catholic, and then my stepmother, when I was in 4th grade, she was Lutheran. And so we ended up going to the Lutheran Church and the Catholic Church, both at the same time. So anyhow, I got both sides of that.
Plus, you studied to be a priest. That gives you another thing.
Yeah.
Here it says, Jeannie says, churches know the truth of spiritual and metaphysical. They have kept it from us to keep control. I pretty much agree with that statement, but I'm wondering why. I want to know why.
Why what?
Why do they want to keep control? Why can't we know what we don't know?
Because it keeps rolling in.
I don't think it's all about money. No, I think there's something higher up than that. I really do.
Josie says they agree the churches have withheld a lot of what is known by many, but I am learning more.
I'm hearing more.
Or hearing more from those who are denouncing spiritually in any form.
Well, that's sad.
Denouncing spiritually.
Yeah.
What does that mean, Josie? Explain that.
They're not being spiritual.
They're denouncing spiritually or spirituality. Or are they denouncing the church? I'm not sure what you're saying.
I still think there's room for both. The church has a grounding and moral background that I think people should know about. I think church is there for a good reason. Mm-hmm. There are the ones that go off the deep end, and then they kind of take their congregation down a weird path, in my opinion. But I mean, in the overall picture, I think they're still there for a good reason.
And I
Because I
want
mean,
to,
even the people that say I don't believe in God, when they get into a horrendous problem, or what do? They pray, God help me. You know,
sure,
I mean, everybody, I think, underneath everything else, knows there's a higher power.
but I want to say this so everybody knows about you and I. We believe more in spirituality and a lot less in man's religions. Okay. And the reason that I say this is that we go to church. We've gone to church. We go to church every so often. But I will say this, I don't, and you don't feel that that's what we need. We need to study spirituality and try to bring that to people so that they understand it and they can make up their own mind about it. I have nothing, and neither do you, against religion or churches and people going to church. If that's what a person wants to do or needs to do or has to have in their life, you go for it.
Well, that's what
But
I'm
the
saying.
two, spirituality, the metaphysical and the paranormal, can exist with churches and religion. The problem is that the churches and the religions don't want to share that with people in the metaphysical or the spirit and the paranormal spiritual side of life, because it diminishes, in their mind, I think it diminishes their power or their
People
their
looking up to them.
existence. Yeah,
Well, think about, no, this is going off topic a little bit, but magicians, they don't tell you how they do their tricks because they want you to look at them like they're really something, right?
mhm,
So if they tell you how they did the tricks, all of a sudden you go, well, shoot, I could do that, you
mhm,
know? So, I mean, I understand some of that,
sure,
but, and I agree with you on everything that you said, except I think the church is inside us.
that's right.
I don't think you got to build a building. But having said that, I do think churches have a place. I think there are people that need to go to church. They need to have that for their security feeling and for as other people have said, being closer to God. I will say, when I go into a church, I do feel that holiness. And you've even said you feel that. There is an energy in that church
That's
that
right.
shows there's something about this place that's different.
There's a calmness and a
Yeah.
spirituality there.
Yeah.
It's
So
when
I'm not
man
against
gets
that.
involved and starts trying to, you got to do this, you change this, you do this, you have to, it has to be done this way. It's like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah. But some of that, I think, is from the old times when that's what they had to do to get the people to even become humans.
Now, Shaylee made a
You know?
comment, and I want you to, you're going to explain this.
Oh dear.
She said, some people literally don't believe in a higher power, though. Can you imagine that kind of a life? Okay. Sha'ron's brother has said that he didn't believe that there's
Life after death.
life after death. When they turn out the lights are out. That's all there is. However, when her dad was on the operating table and he was, things weren't looking
I
good.
called him and he was coming down.
He was driving down to the hospital.
Yeah.
And when he got there, what did he tell you?
He said, "Is Dad okay?" And I said, "No, he didn't make it." And he started crying and he said, "I prayed all the way down." And I thought to myself, who did he pray to? Because he didn't think there was a God.
There's no point in it.
There's no light. Well, maybe, having just said that, though, maybe he thinks there's a God, there's just no afterlife. I'm not so sure. He must think there's a higher power, or he wouldn't have prayed to him. I don't know.
Lou says, I think a lot of us believe in a higher power. Most of us do, Lou, and that there's so much more out there for us to learn and understand.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And see, the people on our side of the fence believe in that. Most of them. However, the other side of the fence does not believe that the spiritual side, the paranormal, metaphysical, can offer anything to them.
We can take your stepmother as an example.
Yeah.
Because she actually said to you one night, "What is the other side?"
What does it mean when they talk about the other side?
Yeah. So she
and I
was
looked at her
ingrained,
dumbfounded.
Well, she was so ingrained in the religious
in the
beliefs,
Lutheran church beliefs, practices.
They never talked about the other side.
Yeah. Think of all the miracles, JM says. Metaphysical?
That's right.
Are they metaphysical?
Darn right they are, and I've had
They're
experiences with
supernatural.
them.
They're supernatural, just like Jesus was supernatural.
Well, he was a human, though. He came into human form.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was a spirit, but came into human form. And I think he came in to try to tell us to get our heads out of where and realize that there's more to life and more to living than what you guys are doing. I think
he ain't heavy. He's my brother.
He's my brother. But it's
all right.
25
it's
after
time
2.
for us to say goodbye. We love the talk.
Well, wait, I haven't said my jokes.
Oh, let's hear them. Let's hear them.
I mean, it's been a pretty heavy topic. I think we should have a little bit of, I can't believe it's a joke. But anyway.
It's time for Sha'ron's Joke of the Week.
Ooh, hit it.
Why don't they play poker in the jungle?
Somehow I think this one's going to be funny. Why?
There's too many cheetahs.
Oh, it's a good one. I like that.
What do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft?
Mixed up tune?
Mm-mm.
What?
A flat minor. That's for the musical ones out there.
They didn't like that one.
Why did the picture go to jail?
The picture?
Yeah.
Picture. Why did the picture go to jail?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was framed. That's for you, Lou. Okay, now you can say our time is up.
Our time is over. We have to leave.
Bowling tonight. We got to get ready.
I'm getting ready for bowling. I'm going to kick some boutte tonight.
Oh, don't say that. You shouldn't have said that. Knock on wood.
No, it's going to be a good one.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys on Saturday. Okay?
Thank you for all the
Thanks, Shaylee,
and
Crystal,
thank you for
Jan.
all joining in. Thank you so much. It was a fun topic. I think we're going to think about a podcast.
But as our theme song says,
what a wonderful world. Love you, Daddy.
All right, you guys, take care. We'll see you on Saturday at 1.